This meeting is being recorded.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, hello. How's it going?
Doing well. How are y'all doing?
Good, good.
Good.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, Jasmine.
Hmm.
What up? What up?
What up? Working away. Let's get ready to rumble.
That is it. That is it.
Perfect. Lots of nuggets you're dropping, Ron. Lots of amazing nuggets.
It's been helpful.
Oh yeah, no matter how people have a tendency to be oh, I've been in this for 30 years, I've been in it for 40 years, but there's always something new to know, and especially when you're branching into kind of, developing a field, there's a whole lot of stuff to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Tons, so I'm just, because I don't believe if you work for a heavyweight, if you lose, you get punched in the face. I don't want to get punched in the face and fall flat on my face. You understand me? So I'm going from all angles, protecting from all angles, make sure I do it right. I don't want to be calling Ron 2 years later and go, oh, I'm on my face, I didn't do that thing right.
No, I think that's the right attitude. I mean,
Yeah.
but that's how we all learn when we think about it. I mean, that's how you learn. You learn
Yeah.
from making the mistakes and going forward. I think the biggest issue that I've learned is, um, you know, you got to keep going when it's tough, right?
Oh,
And
yeah.
you brought up the boxing thing. If you ever watch boxing in slow motion, boxers, when they first start off, they learn to, like, if I do this in your face, our natural reaction is to close our eyes and to move back. But boxers learn to get punched with their eyes open. It's a very unnatural thing. But the minute that they close their eyes, they're knocked out.
Oh.
So if they close their eyes, or if they lose their mouthpiece where their jaw becomes dislodged and their mouth's open, it's a knockout right off the bat.
Or if you look, I mean, I don't think whatsoever for, men are men, you're human beings. You're up in the Catskill training. You don't see a woman, boxing night, your girl come out, right? We're in South Africa. And your girl come out, and I'm saying to you, his girl, make sure you sit. Don't sit where he can see you. Sit like behind somewhere, because he's gonna look at his mother, and yeah, he looks at me because he knows, these two angles, his mother and myself. I said, so stay over there. Well, guess what Lennox did? He's looking for the girl, and pow, Hasim Rahman, the stupidest loss in his entire career. Because he's looking for the girl. He's almost better off if he look up and see the girl, but he's trying to figure, is the girl here? You're in the ring. We all tease him to say that's what happened. He said no.
Classic story of Adam and Eve.
That's funny.
I'm just kidding.
Yes. We know what happened. Looking for the girl.
That's it. Well, that happens to all of us, I think.
Yeah.
But I think you make a really good point. One of the things that I want to start today with some data, because I never show this, and I'm frustrated with the company because they deleted all of our historic data. That they have a rolling 12 months where they delete stuff, and they deleted a historic view of about 600,000 emails that we sent. So we can't track that information anymore. I didn't take any screenshots or anything. But I want to show people why we talk with the certainty that we have, and why we are able to say this is how many pitches it takes to get this or to get that. Because I'm actually gonna let you all see inside of the agency that we were running, right? So you can say, oh, holy crap, I'm complaining about sending 10 pitches a day, and we're sending 1,000 a day, right? So I want to show you all that because I think it's important for us to know that once you understand the numbers, you just play the numbers game at that point. If you know that it takes 15 pitches to get an outcome, you just do that. If you want 10 outcomes, you got to do 150 pitches. So that's a lot about what we're going to talk about because it's just the basics. I think boxing, like Jasmine was talking about, comes down to fundamentals. And a lot of times I don't think that the fundamentals are stressed as much as the hacks. We always hear, I'm gonna give you this growth hack, or I'm gonna give you this 3 tips, 3 secrets, 18 ways to do this. You're like, but I don't have the basics. Like I just need the basic stuff that I can do on a regular basis. So we'll talk about that today because volume is probably the largest and simplest to implement lever in the speaking business. Most people get booked more because they outwork everybody else. You know, I get it all the time. Well, man, I used up all my pitches. Cool. Did you use enough to get to your goal? No, but I don't get more until next month. No, you can get more right now. Just go buy more. Like you can buy more pitches if you don't have enough, right? You can always follow up with the ones you sent to make sure that you're getting those also. But a lot of times we're looking for some reason. Here's what I would say really quickly. If you had a choice of sending 100 pitches and being 100% correct, like get 100% booking average, or would you rather send 10,000 pitches and have a 10% booking average?
You making us do math?
Say that one more time, Ron. Say
Is
that
that
one
a
more time,
trick
please.
question?
100%. You have 100 pitches that you send and you get booked on all 100.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Someone else sends 10,000, but they only get booked on 10% of those.
The latter.
Why?
Because I have more leads. It's more really not the number that you get booked. It's more opportunities, and those are priceless.
Yeah. So there are these things called vanity metrics that people brag about.
Mm-hmm.
I'm bad 90%. Yeah, but you only sent 10 emails, right? I'd rather be the dude that sent 10,000 and get 10% of them right and fail 90% of the time. So I saw this thing that I thought was brilliant, and I'm going to share it with you. I'm going to share it with you all today because, again, the number one piece of leverage that we have is volume, right? And let me pull this up here, and I'll bring it up. I'll send it to my phone. Send it to the screen. But the number one piece of leverage that we have is volume, and it's like, holy crap! Like I didn't realize how big of a deal it was, but there is there's a thing that I saved that talked about like the stats of athletes, right? How Babe Ruth led the baseball in home runs. He has the record for home runs, but he also has the record for strikeouts, right? And Michael Jordan has the number of rings that he's won, but he has like the highest number of missed shots in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Right. And it's always this adverse number, like a contrary kind of number. And these guys, and I'll have to send it out. I'll put it in the group somehow. But these guys, they're not who they are because they didn't fail. They're who they are because they failed so much. Right. And they just said, I'll just shoot more. Like Kobe was like, dude, I'm just going to shoot more. They asked Kobe one day and they said, hey, Kobe, why is it that you don't pass to your teammates? And he said, I see these dudes in practice. I see how hard they don't work in practice. I work harder than them, and if the shot gonna be missed, it's gonna be me. and I'm like, yeah, that's kind of the attitude, right? But here's the great thing about being a speaker: you're in business by yourself, right? So we have our personal goals and we look to our friends here in the community to have the conversations. But in reality, it's just you fighting yourself, right? And um, we've made the decision not to lie to you. We're not going to sell you the dream that you can make $400,000 from the stage giving 3 speeches a year, right? Because that's the BS that they sell you, right? The average speaker is doing 5 gigs a year, and the price range is somewhere between $3,000 to $5,000 per speech. That's totally contrary. There's one website that says the average speaker makes $16,000 per gig, but they got the data from a site that has Barack Obama and Arnold Schwarzenegger on it. Like, of course, the people in that bureau is getting crazy numbers like that, but that's not what the bell curve of speakers are earning from speaking. So our thing is this: we are a firm believer that you can live the life that you want based on what you know, as long as you're exercising exposing your expertise to all the platforms. So can you make $200,000 as a thought leader? Yes, 100%. With no following or anything. I do it. I ain't got no following. I got 600 followers on Instagram, right? So I know you can make a decent amount of money doing it, but I'm not trying to just do it only from YouTube views. Do you see what I mean? Imagine if I said, I'm going to make $1 million a year just from YouTube views. Well, that's hard. But I got to use YouTube in some way to get podcasts, to get speaking gigs, to sell my product in other ways. So what we're looking at is how do we give you the tools to make sure that you can do this effectively. So we got something that we're going to be introducing in the next month that is mind-blowing. And it will set you all apart from everyone else that you're competing with. So I'm going to tell you what it is, because I think it's really important. As a speaker, you want to know, how many of y'all get a lot of people visiting your website? Most of us don't. We don't have a lot of people visiting our website. And since we don't have a lot of people visiting the website, the people that do visit our website, we want to treat them very well. Is that fair? So our team has been working on some technology that will allow you to identify every visitor to your website. So when you go on that podcast and you give your call to action and a person visits the website, but they don't download your thing, we'll give you their LinkedIn. So you can go just follow them anyway. That is cheating. I don't know if y'all understand what I just said.
Yeah.
Right? It's totally cheating. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is what a thought leader needs, because imagine, we already do it now. We can see who visits everybody's when that's why I tell you how to have the speaker profile, because I can see everybody that visits your speaker profile, even if they're not SpeakerHub members. Let me say it again. They don't have to be logged into SpeakerHub for us to see who visited Janika's SpeakerHub profile. So imagine when someone goes to your SpeakerHub profile, even if you don't use the thing on your site, but that lead automatically gets put into your lead section of SpeakerHub Pro. Talk about cheating. I mean, that is
Fantastic. That's catching them from all angles. Right.
yeah. So that's the future. That'll be available in the next 60 days. We're already testing it in-house. We're getting great results from it ourselves, but we're going to give you the best tools to remove all the excuses, right? So do I believe you can make 200 grand from this, that every speaker can make $200,000 from the stage alone? No. Do I believe that every speaker can make $200,000 in their business, including the stage and other products? Yes. Does that make sense? So the stage is just one modality for you to make money. You got to do workshops. You got to go on podcasts. You got to build a thought leader business, right? So who wins the customer? the person who can spend the most, right? So let's talk about that. Kevin, I'm going to use you as an example. You and I have a good rapport, so I'm going to ask you a question, right? If you had a slot machine that every time you put a quarter in, you got a 50-cent piece back. Is that a good machine?
That's a great machine
Why?
because it's doubling my return on investment.
So that's pitching. Every time you send out a pitch, it may take 10 to get a response back, but once you get that response back to go on the podcast, what return are you going to get back for being on the podcast? So if you don't have some type of product that you can offer when you go on the podcast, it's like putting the quarter in the machine, you win, and then you throw the money in the trash.
Okay, I've been throwing money in the trash then for the last year.
Right? So you go on the podcast, you have no call to action, no way to collect the coins from the people that want what you have. So you're basically saying, yep, I know I got this money, but I'm just glad to be putting my money in the machine. I'm just like the people go to the slot machine and they just slot all day and they go home, but my mom is a great example of this. She go to the slot machine all day, right? She go pick up Ed's and mom and they go slot machine, right? And my mom swears she wins, right? But then I introduced a thing called accountability. I said, hey, go get your slot, go get your slip from the thing to show how much you won this year. Now, I don't need that. Yeah, because the casino got the thing that'll tell you how much you won or lost because they got your card that you put in there. You know what I'm talking about? They track you when you put that card in there. So they can tell you whether you up or down for the year. I said, well, go get the slip. I want to see how much you won. Well, I don't need that. Yeah, she don't want the accountability of tracking how many coins she's put in the machine and how many times she didn't win. So we have to get products. We have to have something that we can offer when we go on that particular podcast, when we go to that particular association. If you go to an association and you give a speech and all you walked away with was an applause, you did it wrong. If you go speak at an association and all you walk away with is an applause, good job, Jazz. Good job, Janika. Good job, Andrea. Victor. Man, that was powerful. That's all you walked away with. You did it wrong. Why? Because at worst, you should leave with leads if you're using Speaker QR. Right? You should leave with leads. Actually, even if you don't leave with leads, you should leave with reviews. Right? So you get the reviews and then you get leads. Right? After you get those leads, then you have to follow up with them in some way. Add them on social media, invite them to a community of yours, offer them your products or services, offer them free consulting, offer them a copy of your book. But you gotta take the next action. When I was in college, one of my friends, this is before cell phones, I'm old, so this is in the early 90s. And you go out and like, yo, about to go get some numbers. One of my friends would go and get numbers. He was the king of shooting his shot. He would talk to all the ladies and wouldn't call none of them. He wouldn't call none of them, right? And that's the equivalent to going on a podcast with no product. You got a phone number, but you ain't calling them. You go and do a local speaking gig. You get the leads, but you don't follow up with them, right? You go and you do a big stage, but you don't maintain the relationship with the host and ask for referrals to other stages. These are just fundamentals, guys. This ain't fancy stuff. You don't even need a chart for this. It's just saying, am I prepared before I go on this opportunity? Right? So I am the over preparer in my family. I done thought 8 days ahead. Now I'm not
Okay,
gonna get
so
ready till the night before, but I done thought 8 days ahead about everything. What if my daughter do this? What if she fall down? What if this? Do we have that? I got all of it already packed.
Ron, I'm usually that guy that's prepared too. But like I said, I'm pivoting from the last subject to this other subject, and I'm not done with my book, which is another reason that's been slowing me down. So you're saying I shouldn't pitch or shouldn't go on podcasts because I don't have any products?
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is with ChatGPT and everything else, there's no excuse to not have a download or something to generate leads. You know, there's the old saying, there's always a good excuse, but never a good reason. Right? Meaning there's always an excuse to go on a podcast or to go do a speaking gig and not be prepared, but there's never a good reason to do that. Right? So you can generate a lead. Money isn't the only form of currency. Someone giving you their email address is them paying you, no different than me giving you. I would rather have someone's email address versus their money. Why? Because if I got their email address, I can continually sell to them and continually help them. If they just give me this $10 bill thing, I got them once, and once they leave, they disappear into the abyss. Does this make sense? So fundamentally, it's just a preparation thing. Let me show you. Kevin, let me pull up my and then we're gonna get into, well, let's do this first, right? And then we'll get into I want to bring this Chat GPT. What's your topic, Kevin?
Journaling for success.
Okay. And tell me more about that. What's the outcome that someone gets?
The outcome someone gets is they get a way to help them achieve their goals, as well as a way to help them reduce anxiety, get better mental health, and that's basically the outcome there.
Okay, perfect, right? So let me start another project so it doesn't mess up my stuff. Add a project. SpeakerHub demo combos. Right. So let's do this. And all right, so I'm Kevin Hempstead. I help my clients to journal for success. This process helps them to be more organized. And what else did you say?
And help with their mental health as well, for reducing anxiety, being a healthier person, and businesses with goals as well. Help businesses with the same thing, achieve their goals. Trying to get my book done by the end of this month.
What's your book?
My book is going to be titled The Journaling Map to Ultimate Success.
Okay. Right.
And the journaling map, and map is MAP. Memories of your past, actions of your present, plans of your future.
Actions of your what?
Actions of the present, plans of your future. MAP. I even define ultimate success, last chapter. So if you don't know what ultimate success is, just read chapter 12.
Right? So just from those three sentences,
Okay.
right? So instantly I got a worksheet that people can download for me to generate a lead. Does that make sense?
So how did you do that? You asked Chat GPT to make you a worksheet?
There it is right there. I'm Kevin Hempstead. I help clients to journal for success. This process helps them to be more organized and reduce anxiety. I use a framework called the journaling map. Memories of my past, actions of the present, and plans of the future. Give me a quick download that I can give away to podcast listeners, right? There it is. So now you have something. You can ask for it in a PDF, you can ask for it in a Word doc, whatever. And now you have this thing that they can download. Now, I can go a step further. Create and offer stack and value ladder on this topic for me to create products around, right? So they included the first thing was my journaling guide. The second thing is the challenge. The third thing is the course. From the course, we could upgrade to my coaching program. From my coaching program, you could join my mastermind or come to a live event. Here's how you should sell it. You can
I
have
need to
weekly.
learn how to do these prompts so I can get this stuff out of Chat GPT. I don't know how.
But here's the great thing about it. Again, the easiest way to get them, because we do these regularly, right? The easiest way to do it is to do it, right? So watch this.
I would say the first thing you should do, Kevin, is ask Ron to copy and paste that prompt into the chat and start there.
But
I sure do. Yeah, man.
Well, let me tell you why I'm not going
Okay.
to do that anymore. I used to do. We're not going to do that anymore. We started
Okay.
off talking about the person who wanted to hit 100 out of 100. Right? Me giving him the prompt makes him 100 out of 100. But the person who
Teach him to
sends
fish. I got you.
10,000 and works on 100 different prompts until they get what they want, they learn how to fish on their own.
Oh,
We
okay.
can no longer buy courses that we think are going to solve our problems and make us rich. Somebody has to call us to the table for accountability.
Yeah.
Hey, this is my business.
So I need to learn the prompts, is what you're saying.
I'm going to show you now. Share your screen. We got to get away from I paid for this, so he should make me rich. I gave them 10 grand. They were supposed to give me back this. No, they weren't. They lied to you. Sorry. Right? Chat GPT. So we're gonna make fishermen over here. Right? And we're gonna have a lot of fish sandwiches.
Amen.
Right? So go ahead and go to Chat GPT.
Okay.
I've never typed in a prompt and something reached through my computer and slapped the shit out of me. It's never happened.
It's also great. It's also great to invest the minimal amount to get the paid versions. I mean, I know the cheap version is is pretty good, but the paid version is pretty awesome.
Yep. So go to chat.
I recently bought the paid
Copilot.
version.
So go to chatgpt.com. Type it in the top chatgpt.com.
Okay.
Erase all of that out. Yep. Take your time. Ain't no rush. We got a whole nother 30 minutes.
GPT.
Yep. Erase the space out of the middle. You see that space in between? Hit back. Yep. Perfect. Hit enter. And you're there. You don't even have to log in. So Jasmine, what Jasmine is saying is that if you get the paid version, it'll save your stuff. So historically, it knows who you are. Oh, Kevin already has it, right?
That's what I was just going to say. I just bought the paid version a little
Yep.
while ago.
So whoever, if you don't have the paid version, it saves your memory and it saves your history, right? So one thing that we know is Kevin don't use it enough. You only got 6 searches historically. We got to get you doing 70 searches a day, right? We got to get you practicing with this thing. You get good with it, man, right? So let's go ahead and tell ChatGPT who you are and what you've done. Tell them everything you just told me.
I help people achieve their goals through journaling. I also help businesses achieve their goals through journaling. And I help people have better mental health through the usage of their journals. Upcoming book is The Journaling Map to Ultimate Success.
Right now, tell them what MAP means.
Okay.
I like this voice thing. I need to use that.
MAP means memories of the past, actions of the present, and plans of the future.
All right. Now tell it what you want. I want a worksheet that I can use for podcasts. I want a workbook. I want an outline. Now you've given it the place to start. Now tell it what you wanted to do with this information.
I would like a worksheet I could give customers to download.
Hit the arrow.
Hit the arrow. Did I do something? Oh, okay.
No. There it is. So all you got to do, now that you have that information in there at the top, now you can ask it for whatever else you want, right? You can upload your book and say, take this book and make a worksheet off the first chapter.
Oh, I'm going to be rich. Now,
See, look at
that
this.
I know how to do it.
There it is. We fishing over here, man. We fishing, right?
Okay.
We don't sell fish. We make fishermen, right?
I don't know how to really work ChatGPT as you just saw. So,
But no,
I just need to
here's the
play
thing.
with it.
Let's remove that frame.
Okay.
Change that mindset. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that frame of I don't know. I'm learning. I'm learning how to use ChatGPT. I'm going to keep going until I get what I want. I'm going to figure this thing out. We got to go positively forward, guys.
Yes.
Right? Somebody out there that is worse than you is doing better than you because they're willing to do worse than you longer than you. Let me say it again, because that wasn't a word riddle. Somebody out there who is worse than you is doing better than you because they're willing to do worse than you longer than you.
I got it. Thanks.
Right.
I promise you I will be a ChatGPT expert, because right now I feel like I'm paying for nothing because I don't know how to do it. I have not in the past known how to do it, but I am learning.
Now, here's the thing. If it didn't produce what you wanted to produce, is a hand going to come through and slap you and say, Kevin, you did it wrong? No. You get to prompt it again. The hand that Jadika got up there, it is not 3D. It is not going to come through the screen and smack you on the forehead, right? Jadika, I see your hands up. What's up?
I was going to share with Kevin, wherever you're feeling stuck right now in your book, ChatGPT is your hand and your mind to get the completion of the book by or before Friday.
Okay.
I've
been trying to resist doing that using ChatGPT, but I probably should just embrace the technology.
Well, let me ask you something. Here it is, right? Is there anything new under the sun?
Not really. No.
No. So even hold on. Give me a second here. Give me one moment. Let me go get some. I'm gonna show you something.
Kevin, thank you
Yes.
so much for just being open and willing to put that on display, like, and try ChatGPT and work to get better here publicly. Because sometimes we're a little apprehensive, and so just keep going. Like, just keep going.
And
No,
as
you're
well, the more you use ChatGPT, it literally actually, I often forget that I'm a certified herbalist. And then if I do a prompt in
Reminds me.
ChatGPT, it brings it up from way back when and add in that I'm a certified, herbalist.
so
Okay.
I
The
want
I'm
to
kind of
gonna,
share
herb,
I'm
something.
gonna, I'm
not
gonna
that kind of
use
a
it.
herb.
We were,
You
we
know what
were
I mean?
wondering, Jasmine. We were wondering which ones you're talking
Not that
about
kind of
now.
herb. Holistically.
I mean, so it's all from
It's
the earth.
legal in some states. I don't know about in Canada, but it's legal
And
somewhere.
this the first state of Colorado, right here where I'm at.
Yeah,
It's
it's
There
legal
it
been
here.
is.
in Canada right after color for so long, but no, holistically, the big pharma trying to get away from the big pharma killing us with prescription drugs when there's a herb out there for everyone, to heal you. So, including that one, I think for some people, I don't know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So what I wanted to show, remember we talked about there's nothing new under the sun, right? And this is one of my favorite books. I got a second book too. This is another one. Show your work. This is what inspires everything that you see us do. I show my work. I'm going to show y'all. Everybody else I'm going to show you. I'm working in public. You're going to see it. And you can't argue with the data. You may say you don't like how I said it, but you can't say I didn't do what I said I did. Right? So, still like an artist, since there's nothing new under the sun anyway, learn from other people and give it your perspective. Right? So, everything that we know is what is a process that we call synthesization. Synthesize is the word, right? Where you're taking, I learned a little bit from Jadika, I learned a little bit from Jasmine, I learned a little bit from Kevin, and then I take all that together and I get Ron's perspective. Now, because Jasmine had her own, Jadika had her own, and Kevin had his own, when I added to what I already know, what I went through as a kid and as an adult and as a dad and as an uncle, I come out with a whole different perspective. And the people that related to Jasmine may not relate to me because they don't have my experiences. So when you look at something like ChatGPT, it's there to enhance what you already know. It's like Kevin on steroids, because when you give it a little bit of Kevin, it just expounds and magnifies the things that you talked about. You said, I have a map process,
So it's a
right?
good tool, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
Tools.
it's a magnifier.
Yeah.
So you gave it the map and what that stood for, and then it expanded on that topic. It doesn't mean you're not original.
Right.
Now, here's the one thing I'll tell you. I would rather be effective than original,
Okay.
right? I would rather be effective than original. So, got to learn to say, hey, I don't care about the pride of authorship. I care about who can I affect right now. Let me tell you why this is important to me, guys. Because I think we take ourselves too serious. And Kevin, you and I were just talking earlier. I wasn't even picking on you, so I want to make sure you understand, right?
We good.
But how many people here can tell me their grandmother's name, full grandmother's name, right? What was your grandmother's mother's name?
Now,
Right? Leroy, you know your grandmother's mother's name? I don't know if he raised his hand for that.
That was for the first question, my grandmother's name, but I couldn't go further beyond that because my father was born in 1941, so that's way, way back.
Yeah. Our grandparents were living 50 years ago. Their parents were living 60 years ago. Put that in perspective. Like, Your mama knew her grandmama. I bet if you would have asked if you could ask your mom what's her grandma's name, she could tell you. That's only 2 generations in, guys. We're gonna be forgotten about. Okay, ain't nobody gonna remember none of this crap unless you put it on YouTube or you put some out there. Put your ideas into books and into videos, different intellectual property, hoping that when your kids grow up, like my little daughter, she even cares to even read about the crap that dad taught. Right? So we take it too serious as if we're saving something and it's just going to be buried. Unless we get it out, it will be buried with us. That's why this is so important to me. Because some little kid in East St. Louis needs to know that another kid that grew up on the same street made it out. Some little girl in Columbia needs to know that Andrea made it out. That Jasmine was worked with the great Lennox Lewis. Holy crap. Somebody needs that inspiration. Right? But we keep it. And it's like, dude, what are we doing? It costs nothing. Just get it out there. So we got to make fishermen, guys. We got to be fishermen. We got to be able to get out there and don't worry about whether it's working or not. So let me show you some data. This is really important because this is why I talk about this with such certainty.
Well, thanks for helping me with that.
Oh yeah, no problem. So last year, and they keep erasing. You see, they erased another. Y'all don't see it, but I know they erased my numbers. They erase every month on the backside. So oh, what the heck is this? I didn't even know I could do that. Okay, cool. From December 2023 up until June, we bought SpeakerHub. We stopped doing the agency work. Just in this system, we sent 149,000 pitches. And we booked 659 opportunities for our clients. That was in that system. In this system, from August up until then, we booked another 874 meetings. And we sent, I think it's 188,000 pitches over here. It'll show us in a second, right? But altogether, I sent about 330,000 pitches in that 12-month span, right? And
by you, do you mean your clients or you guys, your
this
company?
is we worked with 300 clients last year.
Okay.
Pitching them, doing the same things that you all are doing, right? But we didn't have ChatGPT. We had a template, right? So you all actually have more capabilities and more tools than what we were doing in the agency. Does that make sense? So we were sending when people say, I don't want to send the same email as everybody else, they all sent the same email. Okay? Because we were going to rewrite every one, right? So while this is loading in the background, but 149,000 pitches, 56% open rate. 3% of the people replied, right? So if we took 3% of this, right, we probably got 4,000 replies. Does that make sense? But out of those 4,000 replies, only 659 of them said they wanted a meeting. So I dealt with 70% of the people who replied back telling me to kick rocks. Right? So when we build out that thing that says 10 podcasts get 10 pitches get one podcast, 25 of these gets this, 50 of these get that. This is what it's based on. So it's our real numbers that we're using. Is that fair, Janika? Right? So my certainty isn't from a place of arrogance. My certainty is from a place of data, right? We look at lost, 1,700 people over here told me no. Now, everybody focuses on these 800 that said yeah. But y'all see that 1,700 that said, hey, dude, don't call us no more. Right? But in order to get 1,700 replies, I had to send 187,000 emails. Do you see what's going on? Right? So I know that it's just work. And the better you get and the better your topic is, the better off you are. Now, this is overall. We have some superstars in here that were just killing it because they were willing to be coachable on how to get their messaging and all of that stuff. And some was like, nah, I hear what you're saying, Rob, but I don't want to do that. Cool. We're going to follow your instructions. We tried to give you the help. You didn't want it, but these are our overall average numbers, right? Fair? So we get about a 2% response rate. And out of that, so you can see there's 180,000. We add these 1,700 plus these 800 that said yes. It's about a 2% response rate. And this is for conferences only. This is not podcasts. This is not associations. This is conferences. This is us beating the hell out of our conference data. That's why I protect it. Right? Because I don't want anybody just pitching to them. I need to make sure that if we're going to send them, we need to make sure that we got qualified people pitching these conferences. Is this fair? Is this helpful to see? Right? I'll show you one of our clients because people be like, well, what's the thing? Let me show you something. Let's go. And I like showing this because he's a smart dude. And this dude is super duper smart for not only working with us, but just overall, right? Let me just put this for a year's time. See if it comes up here. Let's see. Let me go back just a little bit further into May. And any of these. 1 second here. So this is one speaker that we worked with, right? And we got to go back just a little further because we worked with them for a long time with this thing. All right. We sent 26,000 pitches for him over a 6-month period. And people say, well, how does he do 60 gigs a year? Work. I mean, work. Right? I mean, because you don't believe it until you see it. You can call him. He gave us testimonials. Hit up Odell. Odell will tell you, yep, I work with them, and they send all these daggone emails for us. How do you on average, he was sending 1,000 pitches a month. This was an event he had where he hired us to reach out to speakers to invite them to his event. But consistently, he's sending 1,500 emails a month. I have a video from him, and what he said, Ron taught me one thing, volume. He said, I realized I wasn't sending enough. Now, he was already doing cold emails, sending about 300 a month. And I'm like, dude, 300 a month? You need to be doing a minimum 50 a day. He was like, dude, that's going to put me over 1,000. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, what's wrong with that, right? So volume is the key, guys. That's why I wanted to show those numbers, because I think they will break the mental barrier. Just like when we saw Jadika send 300 in a week, people were like, holy crap. And then Ann came on and her team, they sent 100 a day. And people were like, I'm never going to catch Ann if she's doing 100 a day, but that set a new standard. Is this fair? So volume, that's our biggest leverage point. How much more can you do? There's nothing in the way of you doing more. Bamba, good to see you. And good to see you, Janessa, AJ. Good to see you guys. Any comments or feedback on volume? Why volume is so important? Nope. Cool.
Does PitchDB will keep them organized for you, right? Kind of.
Yep. So when you send the pitches in your mailbox, you know, in PitchDB, SpeakerHub, PR Pitches, whichever piece of our software you're using, in your mailbox, it organizes everything that you've done. It organizes the pitches you've sent, the people that you've replied to, the people who told you no. All of that is organized in there, in the mailbox, right? So let me show you what I mean. And then I'm going to show you one more result, and then we'll move on. We'll kind of end the day if there's no questions. So here in the mailbox, you see it has new, waiting, sent, replied, booked, archived. So you can see the same data. Maria is working on a dashboard so that we'll be able to track that data and you'll be able to see it the same way I was showing it in the other screen for our done for you customers. Got it? Fair? All right. Any other questions before I show this last part? I think you all will like this. So this is, all right. So I'm going to share this screen and then I'm going to go to paper form. All right. And I want to share this for you all. All right. So this is Pam Perry. She owns Speaker Magazine. Okay. So 2 months ago, I went and I was interviewed on Pam's podcast on her YouTube channel. How many people saw it? See that? How many people is that? 20, right? A year ago, I was on that podcast a year ago also. So I'm going to go and find my old one. Let me stop this so we can see both of them. Let's just see if Ron comes up. So that, okay, here's my year ago one. So if you look at the one I went on a year ago, how many people viewed it? 162. Even if we added the one I did 2 months ago, and it's pushing towards SpeakerHub, so we're using a different form, but I need to go find how many people signed up from that. I'm going to show you that. Is that fair? Right? So let's come over here in the SpeakerHub, because we always talk about, can you get customers from doing small podcasts? So custom referrals, the Pam Perry one should come up. Marty, Pam Perry. How many views was on that podcast? 20. How many leads we get? 1 out of every 3 people that watched that video came over and got a trial from us. Don't tell me you can't sell from a podcast. The days of these coaches telling y'all stuff and not showing their work, over. They're going to have to compete with us showing you how the biscuits are made. What are they going to do? Because I'm showing you. Hey, we got 20 views. 20. There's the link. You see that? Get a trial. When we come over here, the same link is right there in our thing. And we got 7 out of 20 people signed up. Not bad. How many of y'all would take that every day? No, they didn't pay us yet because they just got a trial. But I got 7 leads. You know what they got? They got an email every day from us. They got invited to these meetings, so forth and so on. From me going on a podcast with 20 views. But wait, there's more. Remember the other one from a year ago has how many views? 162. See that? You see that there, guys? That's me. When I had white glasses at that time. I changed my glasses. I had some hair too, right? So what do we get from that? We got 73 sales. Not signups, 73 sales. 73 people paid us anywhere from $97 to $1,196 from hearing me on the podcast. Divide 160, 73 into 160. One out of every two people who watched that video bought from us. Don't tell me you can't sell from a podcast. I had no other option. I wasn't flying back up to DC to do that interview and try to talk to folks. I'm going to do it here. When you have no other option, you figure it out. So all the weeks I've been saying, hey, look, I've been doing podcasts. You can do it. You can do it. Okay. And said, Ryan, why don't you just show it to him? Giuliano on our team was like, I'm just going to show him the stuff that you show us. Oh, idiot, Ryan, why don't you just show him? Why I got to wait on Giuliano to show it? I can just show you myself. Does this make sense? You can do this, guys. You can do it. Jadika is a great example. Jadika went on, followed what we said, sold 5 books while she was live on the show. Moved the call to action up to the front, sales made. Right? So I'm just saying, we're going to show work so that there's no question about what's possible. Right? Any other comments, questions, concerns? If y'all not impressed by 50% of people who listen to a podcast actually purchasing.
No, I mean, those numbers are impressive for sure. I'm wondering how you were able to collect that data, and how do you know? Or was it a type form that you sent her a link to?
Yeah, it's basically a form. We sold to a form, right? So when for SpeakerHub, we created a link where we gave them a trial. So of course, we see who signs up for SpeakerHub. But for that paper form, they bought it out of the form. So we paid $19 a month for paper form so I could put my products into the website. So it's, I can take orders and make sales without it feeling like an order form. Now, I didn't even show y'all the best part of this. Like, the best part of this is that it gives you people who fill out the form partially for 30 days. So if somebody came in and they didn't figure it all out, fill it all the way out, I could follow up with them and say, hey, I saw you started, but you didn't buy. Right? Hold on. Right? Again, we show work. We're gonna set a new standard for showing work. Partial. Partial is what I call any campaign where we follow up with people that didn't fill out the form all the way. See if partial comes up. Hold on. Let me see what's running here. 1 second. We should have a partial complete running already, because some people didn't fill out the thing. Last winner. Hold on. Where's my partial complete thing? Let me see what I got here. So, but we usually send an email, and I have it in here. I don't know exactly where it is. Oh, here it is. Remember those, I told you, Pam had folks that started and they didn't finish? Hey, I saw you signed up. Right? Yo, I'm following up with you. Get on my calendar. Does this make sense? This is a huge thing. Because if somebody start and they're like, man, I ain't got time for that. Well, yes, you do. I'm about to we go find out. Right? I'm following up with folks. Hey, you started, but you didn't finish. Yes, you started, you didn't finish. I still want to talk to you. Is it their responsibility to come back, or is it my responsibility to go get them? When you get a fish on the hook, just because he's caught, is he supposed to swim to you? Look at it, Kevin. No, this sounds crazy. You got to whip it. Ain't that what the Migos said? You got to whip that joint up. Actively aggressive. That's exactly it. So that's what this is about, guys. I want you all to win. I want to be able to help you in every way possible. But in reality, it comes down to how much you want to win. We can give you the best tools in the world, but you got to get up and use them, right? So any other questions before we close out for the day? If y'all don't have any other questions.
I have a question about SpeakerHub. What's the advantage of SpeakerHub versus PitchDB?
So
Is
for
there a
someone
difference?
like you who was with PitchDB before we bought SpeakerHub, you have all the access because you were there before we made the transition. So you don't need to change anything as far as SpeakerHub Pro and PitchDB. They're exactly the same. Thanks, Leroy.
Oh,
They're exactly the same, just with different logos.
oh,
Because you were
okay.
there before the SpeakerHub transition. But there is something called the speaker profile,
Yes.
right? You need a profile so that when someone Googles you and they go to your page, we can see it.
So is that
Kevin,
on
that's what I
exclusive
think.
to SpeakerHub or is
Yeah,
that
so
on
when you go to
PitchDB?
speakerhub.com, right? There's going to be a button here that says SpeakerHub. You see that? Log in SpeakerHub. You see that right there?
Mm-hmm.
Click on that.
Right.
When you click on that, let me log out so you can see it better. You click sign up, and it's going to take you right here and let you create your own page. Make sense? And what you're going to end up with is you're going to end up in our directory here. And this way people can find you when they search for you in Google. So Jason Grossfield, let's use him as an example. So I come in, I type in Kevin Hempstead. Boom. All right.
Okay.
So that's you, that's you, that's you, but these ain't you,
Nope.
right? Type in Kevin Hempstead. Oh, I'm looking for the speaker. Which one of these dudes is the speaker? Is this you here?
That's me.
Right? Great. So now I found your LinkedIn. Is this you here? All of these are you now. Let's see.
Yes, I think
Yep.
so.
Cool.
Yes, that is me.
Perfect. So the
That's my-
same way that you show up there, when you fill out your speaker profile, it'll say SpeakerHub on it, so they'll know that they're going to the right person.
Oh,
So
okay.
let me use this other guy as an example. What's the one guy's name? What was the dude's name? I can't remember. Let's see. Jason Grossfield. Anybody know Jason? I don't either. But let's look and see who Jason Grossfield is. Right? So that appears to be him, but let's see. Is there a bunch of other ones? Looks like the same guy. But we type in speaker behind it. First photo is from where? SpeakerHub. We go over here after we get past the ads, because somebody advertised it against his name. Killer Mike is advertising against his name. Right? And the first thing that pops up when we put speaker in is what? Right? So that's what the value of this profile is. Right? It allows you to be found in Google. That's part of our speaker flywheel. So let me kind of sum up what we talked about today. One thing is that you can control how many outreaches you do. 1,000 bad pitches will always outperform 100 good pitches, because you're going to build a muscle and you'll get better at doing it. The other thing is that going forward, in a couple of months, we'll be introducing something where anybody who visits your website in the United States will be able to give you their LinkedIn profile so that you can follow up with them. So when you go on that podcast, we'll be able to track the people who visited from that podcast and show you where they came from onto your site. It'll automatically be added into your SpeakerHub Pro so you can follow up. Make sense?
Brian.
What's your question?
Dr. Karen said that her speaker hub profile doesn't show up in the online search, but I just looked in SpeakerHub and didn't see her profile. So
Okay.
can you check? Maybe I missed
So
something.
Karen, do you have one of those pages that we just showed?
What do you mean?
Okay.
Oh.
So this is the speaker profile here, right? So a lot of people confuse their branding kit with the speaker profile.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
This,
Maybe that's
this
where
is a
we're
speaker profile
Mhm.
here. You see this thing? Do you have a page like this?
I don't know.
Okay. So what you need to do is to go to, here, I'll put the link. We'll just use Jason's as an easy way to get there. Click that link and then click the sign up. Cost you nothing. Click it, sign up. We'll get you taken care of. All right. If you're on this call today and you don't have SpeakerHub profile, go click sign up and get one. Costs nothing. It's free. But it allows you to be found. This is like a digital one sheet. That's why we made it all white, so it looks like a resume. It's a basic one pager. Right? So we want to be able to help you to do that entire flywheel. Remember, we always said if you're going to be doing outbound, you need to have your inbound right. Remember I talked about that? Like, so that when people click on your page, we can see what's going on. Well, by doing that, now we can now tell you, hey, Angela, Jasmine Dennis looked at your page today. Here's her LinkedIn. Jadika, Karen Pruden was looking at your page today. Here's her LinkedIn. That's cheating. I don't think y'all understand how cheating that is. That is a huge unfair advantage. Hey, Kevin, Leroy went on your website today. Here's his LinkedIn. Oh, we got his email address too. Here's his email address. Here's where he worked. Here's how much that company does. Here's his job title over there. We're going to give you all of that. Right? Does that make sense? So let me give you watch this. Show you something. Check this out. This is again, we're gonna show our work. So can you what are you seeing here? What are y'all seeing? My whole page. All right. Can you see this page here? Just real quick. All these people visited this morning. I can see the date that they came on our page. I can see what they looked at. I can see how they found us. Guess what somebody found about SpeakerHub? From me on YouTube, meaning they watch me on a podcast. Guess what else?
Oh,
Somebody
this is the
else
one
found
we're
us
looking at.
in ChatGPT. Right? I can see what pages they visited. We're going to be able to give you all of this data. We have the tools to be able to, the software to be able to give you this data for your own website. Go look at our competitors. They ain't doing this. They can't. They can't do it. They don't have the tech. This is why we're the best. We can give you their websites. You can go see, oh, this is from this person. This is, yeah, I know all the folks that visit our page.
And this is to use on our personal website?
We will install this on your personal website if you're a SpeakerHub customer, and you will get emails every day with the people that visited. And we will also put it in your SpeakerHub Pro. in your SpeakerHub Pro, in the thing that says leads. We're
Leads,
going to put
absolutely.
people that visited
Fantastic.
your page in there.
Fabulous. Fabulous. Okay, you
So
can't
all of my
hurt me,
lifetime
Ron.
people,
You
you
can't
all
have
get
hurt
this.
me.
All my lifetime folks, you all get it first.
Okay.
Right? So you all get to try it out first. So you all can tell people, yo, this is look, I told you, y'all get all the future stuff before everyone else. So we're gonna put it in there, let y'all try it out, see how it works. Right? It'll probably be available for the public in about 2 months. Lifetime people, you all may be able to try it out in probably about 2 weeks. We'll let you all use it. I know Janika wanted us to help her with her website. I know what she's about to ask me, but that's probably not what she's going to ask. But we got something we're working on for that too. But go ahead, Janika.
I want to give you a promo.
Okay.
Because I have a podcast, I've got several interview requests for my podcast that came from SpeakerHub. So I'm telling you, it's working.
There it is. There it is. So guys, that's what we do. It's very basic, right? But so sum up real quick before my meeting. We got to do more outbound. We got to follow up. And when we show up, we got to be able to capture the information from the people that we're presenting to, whether it's on a podcast, whether it's at an association, or whether it's at a larger gig. Is that fair? Once we're doing that, we just need to do more before we do something new. Right? Do more, better, and then new. Most of us, we do new. No. Do more of the same thing that's working. Right? Once we've done that, whether we're using ChatGPT to develop our products, whether we're using ChatGPT to develop what we're going to download, that's what we got to get in the habit of doing, because most speakers are not going to make $300,000 from the stage. That's the top 5% of speakers. Everybody can't be in the top 5%, because then it wouldn't be the top 5%. But I believe that everybody who's a thought leader can make $300,000 with all of their products and services together, including speaking. Is that fair, Jasmine? Right? Bamba.
I Googled my name. I know my SpeakerHub profile is there because someone reached out to me on LinkedIn from SpeakerHub profile. But let me take a look here. First thing that came up, someone killed Jasmine Dennis. And
What?
Yes.
Is this the real Jasmine Dennis? The real Jasmine Dennis, please?
The first thing that comes up, it says, the new martyrdom or suspecting occurred. Both Jasmine Dennis and wife Jasmine Dennis and Robert Dennis.
Right. Well, when I typed your name in, I'll show you what I got.
Yeah. It's weird.
So the second photo is your SpeakerHub profile.
Yes.
Is this you in the first one?
Yeah, that's one, but that's so old. Yeah, a long time ago. When you Google, is that what you get? What do you go to? When I Google,
I just typed in Jasmine Dennis.
Yeah.
Right. And they tried to recorrect to Jasmine with an E, but I just left it as it is.
No.
Right. So when I just leave it as it is, it brings that up, and then it brings you over to Jazzy D Health.
SD Health, yeah.
Yep.
And then there's SpeakerHub as well.
I see the SpeakerHub photo, but I don't see the
I saw the profile. SpeakerHub profile is I'm on Google, right? And let me see.
So on here it's on the second page. Let's see. Okay, so when you put in speaker, it comes right up under your LinkedIn.
On the SpeakerHub.
Right. There it is, just with Jasmine Dennis, the speaker.
Yeah.
Not the one that's dead.
So it comes right up there.
Yep. So that's what we want, guys. We want you to be able to show up. Bamba, good to see you. Happy New Year, my man. Kevin, always great to see you back in the mix. Dr. Karen, you got to get your speaker profile set up so people can find you. You got to get you some more conferences and more podcasts, but we got to show up on our podcast with product in the hand. even if it's free, we got to capture those leads, right? Yeah. So Kevin, you got your ChatGPT course, you're ready. And yeah, any other questions or anything, guys?
A meeting with Justin?
Yeah, I'm meeting with Justin. You can let him in.
Okay.
See, when I the Speaker Hub, I come up fully. The full Speaker Hub profile came up. Is that what came up for you?
Yeah, it came up. Yep.
The banner and everything?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Justin, what's up, man? This is our normal 12 until 1 meeting that we do. Good to see you, and these are some of our Speaker Hub customers that join us to ask questions during our co-working time. Justin has a great product called Maestro. So, Justin, if you want to introduce yourself to our customers here and tell them what you're doing with Maestro and how they may be able to use it.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's going on, everybody? My name is
Hi.
Justin Burns. I'm the CEO of Maestro. Good to meet all you beautiful speakers changing the world in a big way. I am also a fellow speaker, speak all over the world about AI and also technology. So I've been in technology for the past 15 years. So our product is maestro.com. So pretty much you can build a community. You can build out your video memberships and all type of digital products. I've also been in the digital space. I believe that digital transformed my life. So I'm very, very passionate about it. So yeah, that's about me.
It's cool. So
Hey,
any
Justin,
other?
how do you spell the name of your company? How do you spell it?
I put in the chat. I put in the chat is maestro.com. Yeah, it allows for you to build Netflix style memberships. You can set up your own university, super point and click, and then also your communities. Everybody should always be building a communities. Communities are powerful for customer acquisition. It's going to be even more powerful this year. So with Maestro, you can build out communities, you can build out all type of things. So if you guys got any questions, you can reach out to me personally. I can give you a demo if you want. And yeah, we can help it out.
Justin has done TED Talks, The Power of Mastery, right? Justin has done a lot of different podcasts. Maestro University is pretty dope. He does a great job teaching on how to use, how to build community and things of that sort. So yeah, check him out. Justin's a smart dude. This ain't him though, but the other ones are him.
That is not me. That dude right there. Funny story. Back in 2012, I was trying to see who is this dude that owned justinburns.com. I wanted to own my own name, and this guy, he has a threshold, and I reached out to him. I said, hey, how much you sell justinburns.com for? He said, send me $1 million and I'll send it to you. I was like, all right, I guess we'll be sending justinburnsonline.com for $10 a year.
Put your middle initial in there, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but you guys can, if you guys got any questions, we got a good community. Obviously we'll Ron sent you, just send me an email at Justin@Maestro, and I'll make sure to see how we can help you in any way. We got a lot of content that we have out there. I think everybody should always have a digital product. Some people say they do have a digital product, but I call them legacy products. Everybody should have a legacy product, something that people go through years to come, right? A lot of people have info products, but information doesn't do anything. It doesn't transform anything, right? So you need legacy products. So, but I appreciate Ron for, having me on. You guys reach out to me and I'll help you as much as I can.
Yep. So, well, guys, I got to cut the meeting short. I wanted Justin to introduce himself because I like what he's doing with his product. If y'all have any questions for him, feel free to hit him up. We got to have our little meeting for today. I want to be respectful to him for showing up on time, but I thought his product was something that you all should know about. And doesn't hurt that he's echoing the same stuff that we've been talking about for the last 3 weeks or so. So this is good. All right, guys, I'll see you all tomorrow. Good to see you, Ann.